Ryan Steinekert with Cooper Cornia, Athletic Director at Ridge High School. Cooper, thanks for your time today.
You bet, Ryan. It's good to be with you this morning.
Basketball season just came to an end, so track and field and golf are up next. But before we even touch on that, let's talk some more about basketball and the state tournament. Boys finished out sixth place. The girls made a run and finished third.
Yeah, we were proud of both teams this week. The boys, me and you talked about it last week. That first game is tough. If you're the higher ranked team, you've got a target on your back. And if you're the lower-ranked team, you got nothing to lose. So, we went down, and the boys probably didn't play the best game, and they lost that one against Paiute. But what I was impressed with, and what a lot of people I've talked to that were happy with, is the boys came back and they played strong, and they finished on a 3-game win streak down there at the state tournament, which is not easy to do after you've had hopes of winning a state tournament all year. When you go down and lose that first game, it's pretty tough to pull yourself together and play well the next 3 days. But that's what the boys did, and I think it says a lot about their character and about their hard work, and also about the coaches. It's hard to keep coaching, but we were proud of the way the boys finished out.
Yeah, it had to take some mental toughness and some, like you said, the character, the strength to turn around and despite legitimate hopes of a state championship, the best they could finish, and what they did was sixth place.
Yeah, that's tough. But we're proud of the way they played and the way they conducted themselves down there. And the girls also had a great tournament. They beat a couple good teams. They hung right in there with Panguitch in the semifinals in the first half and in part of the third quarter, and then Panguitch kind of pulled away. But you can't fault the girls for their effort, and we're proud of the way they conducted themselves. And then they were able to beat Monument Valley for that third place finish, which we're proud of.
I thought the girls played pretty darn consistently throughout the tournament. The third quarter against Panguitch did not go well. They did get some shots, and I think they executed fairly well. But overall, I mean, they hammered Tinnick. They beat Wayne in a very good contest, and that's a good Wayne team. And then the final day, after losing to Panguitch, Rich really looks good. Their highest scoring output of the season to finish up the year against Monument Valley for third place.
Yeah, putting up those 73 points against Monument Valley is pretty impressive. You don't see that a lot of times in girls basketball. It tends to be a slower pace a little bit. So, yeah, that was a great offensive showing for the girls on Saturday.
So, Cooper, you mentioned you're proud of the teams. Have you had a chance to touch bases with either of the coaches, Coach Lundgren or Ashley Brown, and find out their thoughts on the weekend?
I haven't talked to Coach Lundgren yet, but I did talk to Coach Brown this morning. He's disappointed that they lost that first game, but just like us, he was happy and proud that they were able to go back and play the way they did for those next 3 nights, especially that next day. After losing to Paiute and just being crushed the way they were, they went up against a solid Wayne team, and if they hadn't played the way they did, they just wouldn't have got it done. So Coach Brown was proud of the effort. Obviously, he's disappointed. You go down there with high hopes winning the state tournament, and your hopes are dashed in that first night. And so he was pretty disappointed, but again, proud of the way the boys pulled it together and played for the last 3 days.
It's not athletics, but the focus, I think, turns now almost fully from everybody at Rich High School to the musical, right? Beauty and the Beast coming up next weekend.
Yeah, so they've got a big week of practices this week. Everybody's going to stay after and practice. And then the musical is March 14th through the 17th, and we're excited. It's going to be a good show. I know Mr. Woods has put a ton of effort into the stage and, all the props and things. I slipped by this morning and saw the progress, and it looks really good. So if you've got a chance to come out and support the musical, I know it's going to be a great show. Kids are excited about it, and it's always fun to see the different, they put on a different face a little bit, some of them. We're used to seeing them in football and basketball and volleyball, but it's fun to see them in this different role.
Anything else we should touch on?
I think that's got it. I just want to say congrats to the boys and girls on finishing out a good season, and I think for everybody in the community, we want to thank you, Ryan, for going down and for doing those games, and it's nice to be able to watch them on TV, so we appreciate that.
Thanks, Cooper. Thanks for your time. Cooper Cornia, Athletic Director at Ridge High School.
You bet. Thanks, Ryan.